Hello everybody and welcome to today's Task 2 Daily Writing Clinic in which we will be looking at the plan of body paragraph 2. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind you guys that these daily writing clinics are certainly not mandatory and there's no real groundbreaking material here. As such, your focus really should be on the course modules. So if you have not already finished viewing all of the relevant course modules, it would be a good idea to refrain from participating here and make sure you really are focused on that before you start using these. The purpose of these daily writing clinics is simply to help you review and practice various parts of writing a Task 2 essay. And to also give you guys global feedback on how you have responded to the tasks. So as such, we will not be looking at a lot of individual errors here, but really we're going to be trying to look at, in terms of global feedback, we'll be looking at common mistakes and issues and how we can address them. And the benefit to you here is that you can use the global feedback to analyze your own work and overcome various weaknesses you have in regards to writing in Task 2. So I'm going to set this task, and I'm going to allow you guys to participate by posting your comments below or your answers below. And in just a moment here, I'll give you instructions on how to do so, okay, or on exactly what that task is. And next week, I will take a look at your responses, and I'll make another video in which I will give you global feedback on the things you've done well, but more importantly, on the common mistakes that were made and how they could be addressed. So, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started here. We've been looking at this topic for the last few weeks, and we're continuing with it. The topic is here. It says some people think that prison sentences should not be used in dealing with criminals. Education and job training should be used instead. To what extent do you agree or disagree? So we've analyzed this question. We've done a lot of work already, including through the introduction, the paraphrase, and now we're really looking at the plan of body paragraph 2. So here's your task. You need to provide a rough outline or plan of your second body paragraph. You can state whether you agree or disagree at the top, but after that, you should just write it as follows. TS will stand for topic sentence, and briefly here, tell me what the main idea of your topic sentence is, okay? Secondly, EXP, and a semicolon will be followed briefly with an explanation of your main idea, okay? You don't need to necessarily write full sentences here, but give me an idea of how you would explain your main idea. And then thirdly, EX will stand for example, semicolon, and afterwards I want you to briefly give me some detail about your example for your main idea. Now, before I let you go and get started working on this, let's just talk about a few of the main issues we had from last week, because these are quite typical of the mistakes that students make when writing a plan of a body paragraph. Number one, make sure your main idea is very, very clearly stated, and make sure there's only one main idea, okay? Secondly, make sure that your explanations and examples are entirely relevant to your main idea, okay? This is really, really important because a lot of times students lose focus on their main ideas, and their explanations and examples they later realize are not entirely relevant to their stated main ideas. The third thing is, really try to limit yourself to one main idea. In your explanation and example, really, really refrain from adding extra ideas that also need explanation. This is one of the main ways in which students lose focus when they're writing their body paragraphs. They think of an idea during their explanation and they think, oh, this would be a wonderful idea to add. And then they write their example, which then focuses instead of their main idea, on the added idea. And that is a terrible way to lose focus on your main idea and end up writing an example that is not truly relevant. So again, just to reiterate, number one, make sure your main ideas are clear. 2, make sure your explanations and examples are entirely relevant. And 3, refrain from adding additional ideas so that you don't lose focus on your main idea, okay? Most of you guys did really well last week, but we did see some of those common issues, so I just wanted to warn you beforehand. And let's see if next week during global feedback, we don't find that you guys have done a much better job. Thanks to everybody for participating. Have a great day and stay safe. Bye-bye.